This video is brought to you by Straight Goods News, Canada's alternative online news source. Visit Straightgoods.ca.
We think we welcome the Prime Minister's visit to China. We think it's a very important visit. It's a very timely visit given what we've seen at the UN in the last few days. However, we do hope that it won't be only a matter of exchanging a pipeline for pandas, and that the dialogue will be broader than that. We do think that the Prime Minister needs to talk about human rights in particular. When he was elected, the Prime Minister put human rights at the forefront of the relation, and everything was behind that. But nowadays it seems that it's a lot about trade. We have nothing against trade, but there are other issues that are on the agenda, should be on the agenda. Human rights is one of them. It's an important issue, but it's not an issue on which we should come and say, oh, you're the bad boys and things like that. We need really to engage in a dialogue. We also need to talk to China, with China. We also need to talk with China about a range of issues. Of course, we're thinking about Syria, but also Iran, the state of the world economy. We need to broaden and deepen the relationship with China. Thank you.
Thank you, Hélène. My name is Brian Masse, Member of Parliament for Windsor West and International Trade Critic. This mission is very important. I had the opportunity to visit Beijing in 2007 and meet with the Chinese Automobile Association. At that time, learned a lot of value-added work that can be done from both countries. But I'm very concerned about the way that the Prime Minister and the Conservative Party is approaching trade in general, but also their record, which has been very much a loss of value-added jobs, manufacturing jobs. The most recent stats that we've been working on show that in 2005, when the Harper administration took control, we had a trade imbalance on manufacturing at $15.9 billion. By 2007, that had actually reached at $32.3 billion. And as 2010, we are now up to a trade imbalance on manufacturing to $80.8 billion. And unfortunately, the Prime Minister has loaded his group with basically the natural resource sector, which gives me great concern when we look at softwood lumber, for example. The value-added jobs that we are losing in that is significant. We need to have an overall business plans. We just can't be a country that ships out natural resources. And it was interesting as well with the pipeline in the oil and gas industry now. It's a knee-jerk reaction to his failed policies in Washington. For a number of different years, the Prime Minister has been focusing international trade with the United States on basically the oil and gas industry. The messaging when I've been down there in Washington with conservatives has been consistently saying that we have the safe natural resources. You don't have to get them from Saudi Arabia or elsewhere. It became a political thorn for the Obama administration, and we neglected our trade with the United States in terms of processing our goods and services across the border, and that's why we've seen the thickening in the border. So in summary, we're very much concerned with the type of messaging that the Prime Minister is bringing to China. And again, manufacturers are worried about this. I know that, for example, the mold-making industry has had to reinvent itself and to make itself more successful, and it can be done. We can save some of these value-added jobs with a proper business plan, but it needs to be done with the proper accountability. And again, the messaging that we're hearing from the Prime Minister and the dominance of this trade mission is that we are the natural resource for you, and that's just not sufficient, because with those value-added jobs that are being lost in Canada, we are going to continue to lose the quality of life in the middle class that's disappearing right now.